Texas is famous for its independence. It has its own flag, its own pride, and uniquely, its own power grid. Most of America is connected. If one state's power fails, others can send help. But the Texas grid, managed by ERCOT, is an island by design. Welcome to System Fail. Today we dissect the Texas power grid failure. In February 2021, a monster arrived. Winter Storm Uri. It wasn't just a cold snap. It was an Arctic blast that turned the Lone Star State into a frozen wasteland. As temperatures plummeted to minus 20 degrees Celsius, millions of Texans did the same thing. They turned up the heat. Demand for electricity skyrocketed to levels never seen in winter. The system was designed for summer heat, not Arctic cold. It wasn't winterized. Natural gas pipes, the backbone of the grid, began to freeze solid. Even the wind turbines froze in place. It was a total system collapse. Nuclear, coal, gas and wind, all failing at the exact same time. At 1:25 a.m. on February 15th, the grid frequency began to drop. If it fell below 59.4 Hz for more than 9 minutes, the entire state would go dark for weeks. ERCOT was forced to pull the plug. They initiated rolling blackouts to save the grid, leaving 4.5 million people in the freezing dark. So why wasn't the grid ready? In 2011, a similar freeze hit Texas. Experts warned then that the system needed to be winterized. But winterizing cost money, and money was more important than a once-in-a-decade storm. The grid is designed for the summer. In July, Texas is a furnace. The system is built to handle record-breaking heat, but it was never incentivized to handle a deep freeze. It was a gamble that the state eventually lost. As the lights went out, the temperature inside homes dropped to freezing. People were forced to burn furniture to stay warm. Carbon monoxide poisoning cases spiked as families tried to use charcoal grills indoors to survive. The water system was the next to fail. Without power, treatment plants stopped. Pipes across the state burst, flooding homes and leaving millions without clean water for weeks. When the sun finally came out, the damage was staggering. Over 240 people dead, nearly $200 billion in economic loss. It remains the costliest disaster in Texas history, all because of a system that refused to prepare for the inevitable. The Texas grid isn't just a physical system. It's a massive, high-speed auction. During the freeze, the price of electricity hit its maximum cap, $9,000 per megawatt hour. For context, the normal price is around $25. While families froze, the market was technically working exactly as designed, using extreme prices to force people to stop using power. But you can't stop using power when your life depends on the heat. Engineers at ERCOT were watching the frequency of the entire state drop. If it stayed below the danger zone for just 9 minutes, the physical equipment, the giant turbines and transformers, would have suffered catastrophic, permanent damage. If that happened, we wouldn't be talking about a few days of blackouts. We would be talking about a state without power for months, while specialized parts were rebuilt from scratch. Texas was seconds away from a total blackout until spring. In the end, the board of ERCOT resigned. Laws were passed to force power plants to winterize. But critics say the changes didn't go far enough. The island grid remains, and the question isn't if another storm will hit, but if the system is actually ready for it. Because when the grid is built for profit instead of people, it's only a matter of time before the lights go out again. System fail isn't just about machines breaking. It's about the choices we make before the crisis starts. Next time, the grid might not be so lucky. Please like and subscribe to keep up to date with our weekly breakdowns of some of the world's biggest system failures. See you on the next one.